Welcome everyone back to the UK Journeyman Save. In today's episode we have two games in the top division of Northern Ireland. We are playing the biggest team in the country. They're not top of the league, but they are the biggest team in the country. They've won the league more than anyone, I believe, Linfield. And then we play Cliftonville, who sit currently in 6th. Since you last left us, we've had a little bit of transfer business, mostly on the exits, but we have signed one or two. Main thing really is just a lot of loans have gone back. So Curtis Davidson has gone back to Drogheda. We weren't playing him, so he got recalled. Luke Hanna's another one. He's went back to Glentoran because he wasn't getting played. So he's been recalled. And Michael McNulty's contract with his loan finished with us, and he was going back. And we were going to look at signing him, but they've actually signed him on a new deal. So what I might do actually is see if I can try and bring him back in. I think we can. Actually. Will they just allow that? Oh, we might be able to get him back. There we go. McNulty might be coming back, but we'll wait on that on a free transfer as well. Other than that, we have signed a couple players. So first one in the door, quite a decent signing, is Charlie Lindsay. He's a 25-year-old Northern Irish midfielder, 4 stars of current ability. So he's a leading Premiership player, 4.5 stars of potential at 25. Will he reach that? I don't know. Formerly of Rangers, he was at Glentoran when he was a kid. He then went to Rangers, played for their B team a bit, never broke into the first team. Went to Derby when they were in League One, didn't play. Went back to Glentoran, played regularly for them in the Premiership. Fell out of favour, left the club in the 28-29 season. Joined us for 29-30, and he signed on a deal till the end of the season. £220 a week. I've been impressed with him, and we'll try and extend his contract when we can. Another one in the door, Andrew Hanna, just a youngster goalkeeper to sit in the reserves. And another one is just a goalkeeper, Joel Coleman, 34-year-old English goalkeeper. He's just on a backup deal. £130 till the end of the season, 2.5 stars of current ability. Lots and lots of games in and around the Football League. Actually got a Premier League game for Huddersfield. There you go. Interesting fact. But formerly of Oldham, Huddersfield, most recently of Solihull Moors, playing for them in the National League. So decent little experience to sit on as a backup. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We are vastly over our wage. We are £900 over, which is not great. And most of the loans that have left us were all free. We weren't paying anything. So the squad's gotten smaller, and we are slightly, well, not slightly, we are a good bit over our wage bill. But thankfully, we are doing okay since you last left us, which was, where was that? Where did we last leave? Was it around these games? Yeah, I think it was these games. So we've a bit of mixed results. We've progressed to the final of the Northwest Senior Cup, which is really weird. So the semi-finals played on the 9th of October. The finals not till the end of the season, 8th of May. Why do they do that? Why not just put it somewhere around here? I don't know. It's so weird. We then lost to Institute in the league, which was a really poor loss because they're rubbish. We did actually draw with Linfield away, so if we can get a better result than that, that is huge. We beat Portadown, we beat Glentoran. We obviously lost to Glenavon or Glenavon because they're top of the league and they're absolutely unbelievable. We then lost Drew with Dungannon Swifts. That was a poor one, but we followed that up with a 3-0 win over Larne. So things are going, like I say, mixed bag, but we're up to, where are we up to? We're up to 4th, which is not bad at all. And like I say, if we can finish somewhere in this spot, I mean, 3rd would be unbelievable, but as long as we finish in the top half, I'll be really happy with that. And it does still give us a chance of getting Europe through that playoff. Not that if we got Europe, I'd expect us to get much further than the first round, but at least it's a bit of money. Money-wise, yeah, the club is a little bit in the red, 20 grand in the red. Can't seem to get a new badge, so we're currently just sitting on the National C. Another thing we've done is we've actually signed a couple of lads to further deals. So Conley's extended his contract till 2031. Chris Clark was already on a deal. And Soonsup Bell has agreed a new deal to 2031. So we've got a couple of the key boys down. Obviously, everyone else you see here is out till 2030. I think we'll probably let most of the 2030 lads go. We'll try and get Lindsay on a new deal. We'll try and get Baptiste at the end of the season when his contract's gone. But everyone else that's on a deal till 2030, I think we probably just let go most of them. Certainly not good enough. I mean, we've got lads like Ewan and Hugo that are on absolutely massive wages. We really don't need them now. They're not in the first team, so they're definitely like ones you look at and go, yeah, we could replace them. But a lot of the lads who are on bigger wages, at least, a lot of the other lads are at least, first team players. We're obviously not paying 1.1k for Baptiste. That's his. This is one thing I'm seeing a lot of Football Manager content creators get wrong. They're seeing this wage and they're thinking that's what they pay them. For some reason, the game shows you their parent club wage. As you can see, we're paying nothing. So it's a free loan. But first game is against Linfield, and this is the team we've got at the minute. This is Abbottson in goal, back four of Brown, Connolly, Baptiste, Brannigan back out of the left. We just don't have a left back. Oh, the other left back, Hannah, I think got recalled as well. Lindsay and Carlin in midfield. Lindsay's still trying to learn the new position. Clark on the right, Smith on the left, and then the front two, which is kind of bedded in now, is Jones and Soonsup Bell, who, as you can see, doesn't get many assists, but he is absolutely lethal for us. 11 goals in 9 and 13 in the league as well. So yeah, he's been a hell of a signing. Managed to get him on a new deal as well till the end of next season. So good to have him locked down. And he's the kind of player where if someone actually comes in for him, I probably would sell him just because his valuation is anywhere from about 500 to 800k. So if someone did want to come in for him, it would solve our money issues quite substantially and be able to hopefully kick us on in terms of a wage bill. We are really only sitting at about 4.5k, I think, in a wage bill. Now, we are obviously spending a bit above that. I think it might be 4k and we're spending... Yeah, it might be 4 and a bit, and we're spending just over 5. So yeah, we're over our budget, but it seems to be working well. We're doing a lot better. We're nowhere near relegation, so I think we'll be just fine. But yeah, it's just about getting rid of the players at the end of the season that probably don't make the cut anymore. I think there's obviously a number of them we do need to replace, and we need to be ruthless. As much as I like players like Brendan Smith, if they're happy to just sit on a squad player basis, then we maybe keep them. If they're happy not to increase his wages and, like I say, just sit on a squad player status, then he's someone we might renew. But players like Abbottson, Brown, Carlin, these sort of very only just kind of decent Premiership players, I think we move those lads on and try and bring good to leading Premiership players on. It seems like we've got the pull. I mean, Soonsup Bell's leading player, Lindsay's the leading player, so we've definitely got the pull now, and I think we can bring in good players. But it's just about making sure the majority of the squad is like that. But 0-0 with Linfield. Like I say, we did draw the first game. Oh, that's poor from Connolly. He's made a tackle, but it's basically just played him in, and that is a honking finish from the Linfield striker. How he's put it wide, and so far wide as well from that distance, I don't know. But 20 minutes in, it remains 0-0. And these are the kind of games where I look at it and go, if we get a point, I'm happy. We're definitely not at the point now where we come into every match wanting to win. Like, there is still games, and there's still opponents we come into and think, if we just get a draw, that'll do me. That'll do me. Just get a point, especially when it's away from home as well. Obviously, at home, you would like to try and go for the win a little bit more. But, yeah, regardless, you just think, yeah, that's a decent point. And you take it and you move on. And even if it is at home, I mean, the team at our level, yeah, we're happy to take that. I don't think we're going to be anywhere close to relegation, which is great. I think we can definitely look further up the table rather than down, which is really pleasing, because we obviously got off to a slow start in the Premiership, and it did seem like it was going to be quite the step up. We were considering changing the tactic and all that, but I think we've settled on it. I think this tactic works. I think we just need to improve the personnel. I don't think there's an issue with the tactic. It is just the personnel. And we're still, got a couple of lads who probably aren't really up to this level playing in the first team. So like the likes of Smith and Brown and probably Brannigan as well. We definitely need another left back. Obviously, if we can get McNulty back, he was decent. He obviously wasn't an unbelievable player, but decent enough just to be our left back, because I mean, we've seen him, we've used him. We were winning games with him in. Brannigan's not really a left back. He is a centre back. He's not really tall enough to be a centre back, and he's not really quick enough or technical enough to be a left back. He's kind of he's a bit cursed. I don't know where you'd play him. He'd probably be best in the left side of a back three. So if you had like a back three centre halves and you just wanted someone with a little bit of more, someone who can play a little bit more of a left back, a little bit more of a centre back, you would go for him. And Brendan Smith, opens the game up. LIMAVADY 1, Linfield 0. And I was just not slagging him off, but I was saying I don't think he's cut out for the division. But he's just finished against the biggest team in the country. And as you can see, that actually puts us, if we win this, we're only 2 points behind them. And third, if the cup winner is one of the first two, does actually get you automatic Europe. So getting third would actually be really good. I would bite your hand off for that right now. And then maybe as we progress and hopefully start to get more better results and keep getting good results, especially if we can win a game like this, that would be huge. That definitely starts to look like a more realistic goal. Now, for now, I'm not going to put that pressure on the boys or myself, but if we keep winning games or if we keep picking up points, Linfield are off it this season. They're not the Linfield of last season who cruised and won the league. To be fair, I don't think they cruised it. Even when we looked at it, it was very tight, wasn't it? Glenavon do seem to be the team who are just absolutely thriving. I mean, I think they're still unbeaten. So that just shows you how good they are. I don't know what they're doing over there, but they are cooking. And they've cooked us. Obviously, we played them. It was either the opening game or the second game. That's a brilliant save from Abbottson. All the lads that I'm saying aren't good enough for the level are really turning up today. Abbotson's been brilliant. It's a huge save from him. Smith scored. Yeah. One player I haven't is definitely slowed down his stats, a little bit since the drop is Andy Jones. He's obviously been good still because he's still in the first team, but he's someone that's absolutely slowed down a little. He was much... I just need to keep saying it. I just need to keep slagging the players off and they deliver. Oh, Andy Jones scores, makes it 2-0. Just as I was saying, he's not that I didn't say he wasn't good enough. I just said he's slowed down. And he has slowed down. He's slowed down a fair bit with his goal contribution. Like I say, he's still doing well and he's probably scoring, instead of maybe one every game and a bit, it's maybe every 2 games or every 3 games or 2.5 games. His goals per game has definitely slowed down a little bit. I was trying to will it. I was trying to will him into score in a second, but that's brilliant from Jones. Goal and assist from him as well. The boys are brilliant. The boys are absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I mean, I can't believe how well we're playing today. Linfield are really... They've fell off. I don't know what's happened to them, but we've definitely looked a lot better today. Ball in the box for Linfield, well cleared from Baptiste. The one thing that worries me with Baptiste, they can recall him. Now, I don't know if he's good enough to play for Doncaster. I can't imagine them recalling him. Oh, Sounds up Bell. It's 3-0. 3-0 against Linfield. We are flying. You know what? Expectations have changed. Let's get in the top 3. Get that European place, provided the cup winner is the first 2. Or even us. I mean, the cup is definitely something we're going to be playing the first team in. And to be fair, we do that in all the cups, just play the first team because I want to get a bit of a cup run. We've not managed it yet, but we do have actually the Northwest Senior Cup final, which is kind of the regional crappy cup. So I don't know if we'll show that on camera. It doesn't really matter, does it? But if we don't have anything else going on, then I guess we'll do it as probably the last game of the season. I don't even know how the season's going to work with those. But yeah, I can't believe how well we're playing here. Obviously, still plenty of time for Linfield to get one back and put the pressure on. But at the minute, we're doing well. And I do think that Conley coming in has got a mistake in him, but I do think him and Baptiste seem to have formed quite a good partnership. We do look a little bit better at the back, and Sounds up Bell's done brilliantly there. Oh, I thought he was going to score. It was a great effort, a great run. Really good run from Sounds up Bell. Thought he was going to finish it off, but unfortunately didn't. But that's brilliant from him, and yeah, I think we've got a good first 11. It's just a couple key areas. Now, I know that like Smith and Abbottson and players like that have done well today, but I do think them two, along with Brown, are probably the weak points. Maybe Carlin as well, who has also got an assist. But yeah, I do think these are positions where if we were wanting to challenge for the league, that's where we've got to improve upon. I think Jones, Sounds up Bell, Con Clark, who's obviously not had the best game today, Baptiste and Conley, I think those kind of players could be in a title winning side, or at least a title challenging side. And that's where we've got to go for. There's no point just being, happy where we are. We want to try and obviously kick on and challenge for the title, because obviously that would get us into the Champions League qualifications. What is Brannigan doing up there? We're getting a nosebleed, that lad, centre half, running forward like that. He could have taken an extra touch. I don't know why he just shot. He must have got nervous. He must have been feeling so far out of his comfort zone that high up the pitch. I don't think I've ever seen him that high up the pitch except for a corner. But yeah, I think obviously we need to be, or we don't need to be instantly, but we want to be looking up to think how can we go from, you know, upper mid-table. Oh my God, what are we doing? Upper mid-table to actually challenging for a title. And I think those are the key sort of positions. I think a goalkeeper, right back, left back, midfielder, and probably a winger, and maybe a striker better than Jones. I know Jones has a good game, but I do think there's obviously better players out there. But we'll just keep progressing. We'll try and sign players. There's been we're a little bit hamstrung now because we have looked at some other players who were actually available that would have improved us, but we just can't offer any wages now because we're so far over our budget. So the board are very much putting the restrictions on now. They're saying, no, you know, enough's enough. £900 over the wage bill is enough. You can't go anymore, which is fair enough. We will make a couple of changes, though. We will bring Ewan on for Carlin. We'll bring Chapman on as well. And we'll take Brannigan off. Actually, no, we won't. Well, we don't really have anyone to bring Brannigan off for. I guess we'll just chuck Reece McNally on the left and hope he just kind of does okay with that. He is very much a centre-half who could play right-back, but he's definitely not a left-back. But for 10 minutes, he'll have to do. And we're 3-0 up, so I'm hoping that it should be fine anyway. But yeah, I mean, like I say, it's been a very good game, but I do think we are still a ways off challenging for the title, especially with how good Glenavon have been. Harry Chapman has put in a request as well to leave, so he may potentially leave in January. He's obviously out of favour now. He's probably not up to the Premiership level either. So, yeah, we'll see how we get on. But like I say, we are probably a little bit light in terms of squad numbers now, but because we're so far over the budget, because we've spent big to bring in some key players, it's a little bit tough. We'll obviously see if there's any interest in the likes of Ewan and Hugel, who are not in the first team but taking up a big wage. I mean, if we move them on and just replace them with a couple of free loans, that would basically sort the wage bill out on its own, I think. But a massive win that. I really wasn't expecting that. A 3-0 win. There's me saying at the start of the game, I'll take a draw. The boys thought different. They went and got the win and the clean sheet. Keeps us in fourth and just 2 points behind third. Let's go play our second game of the episode. So for the second game of the episode, we are playing Cliftonville and we are going with the same 11. No changes there. We did try to bring in that left back on loan, but for some reason, I don't know if this is a bug or just the game being odd, it said we couldn't bring him in because he's already played for 2 clubs this season and he can't play for another, but one of them was us. So why can't he just play for us again? I don't understand that. It's either a bug or that's actually how the rules work. We're playing Cliftonville, and that striker, Kumar, he's an Indian regen, and he's someone I was very much after in the summer because he had like 4-star current ability at 18 years old and 5-star potential. Like, he was going to be a big player. He's definitely someone I'll be looking at next season if we get a bit of money in the budget and try and bring in, because he looked very good. I don't know how he's got on so far this season, but he was someone I was very interested in. There was a lot of teams after him, so the fact that Cliftonville were the ones that got him was a little bit surprising. There was actually a couple of National League and maybe even League 2 clubs in for him, but for some reason he signed for Cliftonville, which is actually worse. I'd rather he just went to England. I wouldn't have had to ever think about him again. But yeah, he's definitely someone we've got on our radar, and hopefully he doesn't, now that I've mentioned him, come back to bite us. But yeah, obviously him, Nikolai, the former Brickfield lad, the Cypriot, he's another one on my shortlist because he's someone that's probably good enough to come into this side and do well, because he was far too good for us at Brickfield. The fact that we got him there is crazy. But yeah, I mean, we've got a couple of players like that now. Obviously, Soonsup Bell's one where if we were to move on, hypothetically, I'm not saying that we're looking for moving on or there's been any offers, but hypothetically, if we were to move on, maybe say to the, Scotland or, the top tier of Ireland or what have you. Probably not the top tier of Scotland, maybe third or second tier. I don't really know how much bigger those clubs are versus the club we're at now. But if we were to move to those clubs, theoretically, he would be the kind of player where you'd probably put him on the list as like, okay, let's keep an eye on him. Let's see if he could play for us, because obviously not a guarantee we'd get him now, because now we're at a point where players are actually tied down and they have value, which is great. And like I say, Soonsup Bell, if someone wants to come in for him, yes, he'd be a big loss, but the finances he'd bring in would massively impact the club. And he's the kind of player where you just have to take the risk that you try and find someone later down the line. You're obviously not going to replace a player of that quality straight away, but if we get to January and someone whacks in a £600,000 transfer offer for him, we're 20 grand in debt. That 600,000 is going to go a long way. It's going to go a long way for the season. So yes, it would be a shame to lose him. And even if you do like chuck in a free loan back, that's the best scenario, is when you can sell them on and get them back on a free loan. Yes, it's short term because you're going to lose them after the end of the season anyway, but yeah, it's 600,000 coming in, plus you get to keep the player for a bit of time. That's the kind of deal I'd be looking for with Soonsup Bell. I can't think there's been too much really any interest in any of our other players. Con Clark, for just whatever reason, doesn't seem to have as much interest. I feel like there's a positive curse on today where if I mention the player they score, brilliant goal from Con Clark, puts us 1-0 up away to Cliftonville. That's a really good finish there. Smith with the assist, just a little sideways pass. But that's a brilliant finish from Con Clark. But yeah, no real interest in him. Not been any interest from Jones. There was a bit of interest from Jones at the in the summer from Cliftonville, I think it was, but they were only offering about 50k in total. It didn't seem worth it. Yeah, that would keep us obviously in the positive for now. And, we obviously could have just played Hugel. Con Clark gets a second. Brilliant finish again. Good assist from Soonsup Bell. But yeah, that wasn't like the big amount. I think it would have to be like a 200, 300k for me to be looking at Jones. Obviously, he's the kind of player where if we got an offer for him now, knowing that I think we could maybe sign someone better, maybe you'd sell him. But yeah, Soonsup Bell being such a key player, it's got to be a big amount. But we're doing really well, 2-0 up. And this will be back-to-back wins, which we've not done in a few games now. So if we can hold on to this, and if we can get another, we seem to be doing really well. We've hit a real good stride. Like I say, Brannigan, definitely not a left back, but it doesn't really matter. If we keep winning games, I'll just keep him there and we can just ignore it for the season and then look for a proper left back in the summer, because we got no money. So the only chance we're going to bring in a left back now is a young player on loan. So we'll take a look in January, see if we can get a free loan in, but other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll take a look for a couple of free loans in January, but I don't think we'll be signing anyone permanently unless we can move on the likes of Ewan and Chapman and Hugel. Obviously, those players that are still good players, but just taking up far too much wage to be sitting on the bench. If they were in the first team, fair enough, but they're not. So we do need to be probably looking to move them on, but obviously they have just signed this season, so no guarantee they'll move on. Soonsup Bell makes it 3. We've cooked this episode. We've been unbelievable. Ethan Brown with a great assist, just floats it in, and Soonsup Bell gets another. I am worried now that people are going to be interested in him. I'd rather just keep him because he's unbelievable, and he's been a big part of our success this season. Since we've signed him and actually played him up front, we were playing him on the wing, and he wasn't really doing that well, but since playing him up front, he's been a revelation, so cannot complain with that. We do have a highlight. I was going to make some changes, but we'll let the highlight play out. Baptiste racing forward. Brannigan, big swing to the back stick, but that's easy for the Cliftonville goalkeeper to claim. And I guess we just make a couple changes while we're waiting for this highlight to do its thing. We'll bring Hugel. Actually, no, we'll bring Chapman on the left-hand side. We'll take Carlin off for Ewan. We'll bring Brannigan off again for... Where's Reece McNally? He did okay in the last game. He can do that. We'll bring Gregory on for Brown, make those 4 changes and move on. Don't think we got another goal there. I think that was whatever. It was just one of those nothing highlights. We've made the changes though. I don't think no, they've only just taken effect there. We'll make one last change with our last substitution. We'll bring Hugel on. We'll get Soonsup Bell off. No risk on that one. Get him off, rest him up for the next game. But yeah, we've been absolutely brilliant. We've absolutely dominated them as well. Maybe we're much closer to a good side than I think we are, because this has been 2 decent sides. Actually, Cliftonville were kind of lower down, weren't they? No, 6. So not too bad at all. Yeah, we've played 2 good sides. We've got it. And now we're 3 points behind Linfield. I think 3rd is our new aim. I think we should be aiming for 3rd. Try and overtake Linfield and get that European spot. Obviously, depending on the cup. But yeah, I think we should be trying to go for Europe this season now. I've said it. We're going to do it. Who's Tulloch? Oh yeah, I think I was interested in him in the summer, but he wanted too much money. I don't care. You can have him. Get away. Get him off. Get him off the shortlist. Where will we come back for? I think we play the rest of December. Those 4 games. There's a lot of games, and I think we're just... Yeah, we're kind of cruising into it now. I think it's better to maybe wait. Do more games at the end of the season when it's going to really matter. So let's play Yeah, we'll do our first kind of somewhat big gap, I think, between these episodes, because there's no point coming back just to show you us playing some more games in the middle of the season when there's nothing really to show. So let's come back. Let's come back for the end of January. So we'll do the Irish Cup against Portadown and then Cliftonville again in the league. Obviously, with these kind of leagues, you do end up playing the same teams a lot. But yeah, let's play the rest of December, which is only about, what, 4 games, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9 games. It's not too bad actually of a gap. So we'll play about 9 league games, do a big roundup in January, all the signings we've made, all the people we've let go, and we'll catch up back in at the end of December with the Irish Cup, provided there's no other game that comes in. We'll do the last 2 games of January, whatever that is, but it should be these 2. And yeah, we'll come back for that next time. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the UK Journeyman, and I'll see you all for more very soon.